They say horror stories only happen in movies. But what if it happens to you?
Tonight, we're not just talking about ghost tales. We're sharing real experiences that still give us chills up to this day.
Episode 1, Chika Takutan.
Welcome to Chicas, the podcast where Chika meets Kilabot, real stories, true encounters, and a dash of kalok para hindi kayo matakot.
In this episode, we're driving into real-life experiences na minsan akala mo kwento lang hanggang ikaw na mismo ang makaramdam.
Joining you are your favorite spooky trio.
I am Jessica, your white lady.
And I'm JC as the devil.
And I am Phil, your vampire. And this is
Chicas!
So yun na nga mga te, no? Since araw ng mga patay naman ngayon, baka naman may mga sarili kayong karanasan na nakakatindig balahibo yung mapapa-OMG yung ating audience. Or baka gusto nyo ako muna mag-chika.
I think you can do it, sis.
Go lang sis, I think ikaw muna mauna sa atin.
Sige na nga, ako nga muna. Parang natakot na kayo agad eh. Chas. So let's move to something personal, no? This one honestly still gives me goosebumps whenever I remember it. This happened a few years ago. 2 years old pa yung kapatid ko noon. Like, super clingy siya kay mama. Yung kapag umiyak siya, hinahanap niya lagi si mama. But, one night, everything has changed. Yung kapag nakikita niya si mama, yung iyak niya, parang may nakikita siyang iba.
Pero what if sis, may nakikita talaga yung brother mo kasi ang weird na ang sweet niya sa mama mo and then everything changed.
Kaya para maintindihan namin yung nangyayari sa kapatid namin, my father suggested that we visit a faith healer o yung mas kilala bilang albularyo. Pero kasi hindi talaga ako naniniwala sa mga albularyo. Pero nung nandun na kami, iba yung pakiramdam ko. Yung sobrang bigat, yung parang may nakatingin sa akin.
Sis, baka naman hindi magaling na albularyo yung napuntahan nyo, kaya gano'n yung experience nyo.
That time kasi, wala na kaming choice since sinimulan na ng faith healer yung pagdarasal at yung pagsindi ng kandila. Then, sinimulan na yung pagtatawas. Alam mo ba yung pagtatawas?
Ano hindi masyado.
For our listeners din, no, yung pagtatawas, ito yung process ng mga faith healer para makita kung ano bang entity yung nakita ng isang tao. Nung natapos na yung pagtatawas, sinabi ng faith healer kay mama na nakita ka ng anak mo pero wala kang ulo.
Pakilabot naman yung story mo, JC. Ano ba yan?
So everyone was so speechless. Si mama namutla. And I believe na parang imagination lang lahat. Pero alam ko na may mangyayaring masama.
Pugot yung ulo. Like, nakakatakot siya, di ba? Parang yung mga ghost stories that our grandparents usually tell us when bata pa tayo.
Exactly. We were all in shock. Yung parang akala namin kalokohan ng lahat. Pero talagang totoo eh. Yung umiiyak yung kapatid ko kapag tinutulong si mama. And that's what made it creepier.
You know what, JC? Listening to your story reminded me of the headless spirit na pugot sa Filipino folklore natin. Some say nga na it's a ghost looking for its missing head. Nabasa ko nga rin sa isang folklore site na they usually appear to those who are very vulnerable, like your baby brother. Kaya siguro ganun na lang siya makapag-react nung nakita niya yung mother mo na headless.
I really agree with that, JC. Kasi 'di ba, nabasa ko nga to sa isang article from the Aswang Project at according doon na ang pugot ay sinisimbolize ay takot, kadiliman, and yung mga unfinished business. Kaya ito yung mga kaluluwang kadalasan na hindi natatahimik. So I think yung nakita ng baby brother mo, JC, hindi talaga yun yung mom mo. It was someone's spirit na ginagaya yung image ng mommy mo.
Ngayon nakakatakot eh. And alam niyo ba, after that night, may sinabi sa amin yung albularyo na sunugin daw namin yung damit ni mama yung nakita ng baby brother ko na suot-suot niya. And sinabi pa niya na magsuot daw yung baby brother ko ng red. Dahil yung red daw can protect us from evil spirits. After nun, no, everything went back to normal. Pero yung mga experiences na ganun is hindi agad makakalimutan. And nakatatak pa rin yun sa isipan ko kasi hanggang ngayon, nangingilabot pa rin ako.
O diba, first story pa lang, kilabot na agad. Sobrang bigat sa atmosphere natin. Pero I think we should stop this na guys. Nakakatakot na.
Hindi yan. Pero kayo ba? Baka may chika pa kayo na gustong i-share.
So, ako na guys, I volunteer na. I have this story ha, pero this isn't mine kasi kay Ninang to, nakwento lang sa amin ng mga bata pa lang kami. So are you guys ready for another takutan?
Of course, ready ako kahit na yung kwento ni JC sobrang nakakilabot, diba?
This is a story of a doppelganger copying my eldest sister. So this is not your typical copycat stories kasi they are usually seen far away from each other. But this one, they are seen together. So for context, Ninang lives near our house. Kumbaga, literally katapat lang namin sila. So she loves kids so much na every kids in the neighborhood are invited during parties, Christmas, or tuwing birthdays. Oo nga actually, I think kids love her. Tsaka for me, parang halos lahat kami magkakaparehas ang childhood kasi kami palagi magkakasama. So, ito na nga, the chilling story began when my sister had a sleepover at their house. So, she was treated like a baby girl even though Ninang has a son. Kasi parang for her, princess niya si ate, kaya madalas ang patulugin doon sa bahay nila. So, during the night, natulog sila sa bed ni Ninang. The bed was actually spacious, merong frame, and then merong space sa ilalim, yung parang mga bed na nakita mo sa movies. So, yung arrangement nila is si ate nasa edge ng bed while Ninang was at the center and her son naman is dun sa kabilang side. So, during the night that they are sleeping, it was very dark, very cold kasi meron silang aircon during that time. So, Ninang was slightly awoken when my ate suddenly moved a lot that night. Siguro makulit siya matulog, no? Yung gabing yon. So, everything became different kasi bigla na lang nahulog si ate and there was a loud thud echoing in the room. So Ninang was fully awake na kasi nga nahulog si ate. So she was about to make a move when suddenly she was frozen. Kasi si ate nahulog sa bed pero dalawang babae yung tumayo. It's very scary. So to continue the story, the two little girls stood before her. So, she was confused kung sino ba talaga si ate dun sa dalawa. But it was later confirmed noong one of the girls sleepily climbed the bed while the other one went into the dark bathroom. So when Ninang hurriedly checked the bathroom, she was in shock kasi walang tao. Kaya the next day, nung kwento niya yun sa amin, alam niyo yung nakakatakot? Andun kasi si ate nung nagkwento siya. And sumagot si ate. Sabi niya, nung gabing daw na yun, nung nahulog siya sa bed, na naginip daw siya, na merong babaeng nakatingin sa kanya sa ilalim ng kama. Very scary nga talaga, kasi we can truly say kung ano nga ba talaga nakita ni ate dun sa ilalim ng bed, kung dream ba yun or totoo siya.
May naalala ko sa story mo, yung sinabi ni Kuya Kim sa 24 oras, na yung mga doppelgangers daw ay symbolism ng bad omen.
Uy, totoo yan. I recall na yung the real one daw and yung copycat cannot coexist. Dapat daw may mamatay na isa. I think it was referred to as tambal, yung creature na nagpapalit based on the looks of their victims.
Uy, nakakatakot pala yan, no? Kaya nga, I am glad na it didn't do any harm to my sister. Kaya nga, my mother din advised my Ninang na magpatugtog sila ng loud music sa bahay nila. Kasi yung house nila is very spacious, very big, and madalas din tahimik sila. Kaya alam mo yun, makifeel mo na mabigat yung atmosphere. Simula na rin sila mag-practice ng pagbo-burn ng incense sa loob ng bahay nila.
Grabe, your story is so scary pero talagang sobrang interesting tsaka fascinating niya talaga.
Pero ikaw ba, Phil? May chika ka ba na nakakatindig balahibo din?
Once. Back then kasi when my mom was pregnant with me and she was on her second trimester around 5 to 6 months, usong-uso talaga yung aswang. Kahit na sabihin natin we're living in the urbanized area, dyan lang sa may Malabon, sa may Potrero, very usong aswang, lalo na sa mga bahay na merong buntis. My mom was pregnant with me that time, tapos gabi noon nung na-experience niya to. Tapos, nung mga tito ko, may narinig silang kumakaluskos sa bubong, so they had to check it. Sinilip niya to dun sa gap between sa bahay ng lolo ko, yung lolo ni mama, tapos yung bahay din ng lola ko. Tapos nung sinilip nila, pusang kulay itim, tapos sobrang laki, like malaki pa siya sa tao. Yung pusa na to, like nag-growl siya, like alam mo yung typical growl ng lion or ng tiger. Tapos its eyes, like glowing red, alam mo yung typical aswang na mata. Tapos tumalon na lang siya sa darkness. Kasi diba sa no time na yun, gabi siya. Tapos sa paligid kasi nila, puro tubig, puro sapa. So nung tumalon siya, like hindi na nila nakita yung itim na pusa na malaki. After nung gabing yun, naging usap-usapan sa lugar namin na meron daw isang malaking pusa na tumalon sa sapa. Tapos nag-transform daw yung pusa into a human form. Mom ko, she was very dismissive about it. Kasi nung time na yun, parang, diba, parang sino bang maniniwala na pusa magiging tao? Pero,
Alam niyo ba, may nabasa ko sa isang libro na matagal na raw na merong aswang bago pa dumating yung Kastila. Pero tinakwil daw sila, pinarusahan at naninaan sa gubat. Tapos yung iba pang araw is minana daw sa kanilang mga ninuno.
Very scary, pero you know, it's kinda sad na parang makaka-feel ka ng empathy sa kanila kasi sa mga experience nila.
kahit sabihin natin na nakakalungkot yung naging experience sila, masahol pa rin kasi sila eh. Like, they are like human form pagdating sa umaga. Pero pagsapit ng dilim, nagiging halimaw sila. So, hindi dapat silang kinakauan. Grabe ang goosebumps natin for today, no? So, nakakatakot talaga yung mga kwentuhan natin. Pero isa lang masasabi ko, dapat kahit na may mga ganito tayong experience, maging faithful lang tayo sa ating mga pinaniniwalaan. For me kasi, yung mga ganitong experience is something normal and real. Kaya ako, I've always remained faithful and intact with my faith. Kasi as a Christian myself, lagi lang ako nagdarasal. Iniisip ko lagi nakasama ko si Lord. Tapos, lagi ko lang nasa isip, si Lord. Para alam kong protected niya ako all the time. Ikaw ba, sis?
Yes, I agree with that, Phil, no? Kasi for me rin, no, these things happen for a reason. Para ma-remind din tayo na may mga bagay talaga na hindi natin kontrolado. And every time na may mga creepy moments ako, lagi lang ako nagdarasal. Kasi I believe na if you trust and pray to God, you'll always be protected.
Yes naman, correct naman kayong dalawa dyan. And I also believe na no matter how fearful we get, we should always remember that there is someone or something out there much stronger than our fears. Kaya at the same time na rin, I'm glad that we get to talk about this type of stories kasi it's a sort of nod or remembrance para sa mga gumagalang spirits na nakalimutan na or hindi matahimik. Kaya sana this November 1, mabisita rin natin yung mga loved ones natin na kahit na mayapa na sila, they still feel cherished.
What a ride! Today's Chika Takutan reminded us that even the simplest or scariest stories can tell us big lessons.
Yeah, minsan yung stories is not just about the stories itself. It is about the people you share it with.
And we are glad that we get to share this first ever special episode with you guys.
Thank you for listening to our Chicas and please follow our Facebook page for more future Chikahas. Till next time mga ka-Chikas,
Stay curious
Stay spooked!
and stay Chika amazing!
JC and Will on air. Mga chikadorang walang care. Chika, chika, get out, hey. Chika, 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 chika.